Hello, wherever you are, I invite you to take a nice breath into your heart, hold it, relax your body, and exhale. Let it go and take this moment to recenter in the present moment. Today, talking about my recent TEDx experience and emotional freedom. So, a lot of people have asked, how did it go? And I just had my TEDx talk this last weekend about meditation and why it's so important to cultivate inclusive practices when it comes to our own practice. And I found myself leading up into this event, I could feel the buildup of stress because I have never had to memorize a 9-minute talk or really structure a talk word by word. I've always been more like an improv person. So there was for me that level of stress of having to memorize and deliver this talk. And we prepared for months with our group. And it wasn't just my own personal stress, it was the stress of what was happening in the world with the war, with what's happening in Israel and Palestine. It was just so um, charged knowing that there is this world tension, conflict, pain, and suffering, and coming in also with this message of peace and really wanting the feminine healing energy to come through in the talk. So, just having the awareness of everything that was happening. And for sure, when I did see the news, it was really uh, challenging. So, what did I do to mitigate the stress? Well, here's some tools that or resources that I relied on, which was just and it think it depends on your own stress type. So I just sort of limited my incoming. I limited the amount of work I was doing so that I could really focus and contain my energy. And something that has always really helped me is doing something in my body. So even as I was about to get on stage, I was stretching and I was moving in my body because as soon as you start to shift your attention from your mind to the sensations that you're having in your body in the present moment, you begin to relax. And that combined with meditation, and I was guiding meditation for my group in the first group, um, really practicing the grounding. And some of you might know about EFT as well. So I didn't necessarily practice EFT, but that's the sequence of tapping. So if you have a stressful or anxious event or something that is hurting you emotionally, that you can tap on these points in your body and it begins to release that fear response. And they're based on acupressure points. And I find that that action of paying attention to your body, opening up these channels is a key to releasing that stress hormone. And now, if you don't know what the sequence is, it's perfectly okay because what I find is that anything you do for your body, like whether you pat or tap or move or massage any part of your body, that it's going to be effective. So, this is not to water down the power of EFT. EFT works, but if you don't know that sequence, any kind of tapping or soothing or holding or being in your body is going to create that release. And then anytime there's a peak of adrenaline, so if you are a performer or an athlete or an artist, there's always that depressive down coming down effect that happens. And I even felt that as soon as I walked off the stage, just like all the adrenaline peaking and then kind of coming down. And so I have noticed that whenever there's a large event and things kind of culminate, and then there's this coming down feeling, and so that's why I think it is challenging for people who are consistently performing to have that sense of emotional stability because actually your hormones and your chemistry is dramatically changing because of that stress response of that buildup and then the coming down, the release of those chemicals and flushing that out. So, and I thought it was interesting that everybody kind of reported being really exhausted. There's such a thing as TEDx blues and feeling, sad after an event like that. And then, people even said my body hurt, and I experienced that, just like a fatigue and soreness and really needing to rest and let go. So what I did do in advance of that event is I cleared out my schedule, and I cleared out having other events following this main event. So these are some tips and tools, which is how you craft your schedule around a stressful or a particularly stressful time to give yourself the downtime, give yourself the ability to focus and contain and take care of yourself. And then work with your body, do things that are good for your body. I even got massage. And so that felt really good. Um, Moving in your body. I even saw people kind of pacing around. And then afterwards, taking time to fully rest and recover. And it's practices like this that create that sensation of having true emotional freedom, because emotional freedom actually comes from the discipline and care that we give ourselves. It's not like something that's just given to us. If you practice and you meditate every day, if you're aware of your body and your energy, every day and you pay attention to it every day, that is the practice that leads to true emotional freedom, because you're in touch with yourself, you're in tune, and you know how to work with your body's rhythm and flow and create the necessary space and container for what you need. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for listening today, and I wish you a blessed, peaceful rest of your day.